अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंह परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी हयवदन परब्रह्मणे नमः सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Okay, I'll start the class right away. I guess you can see my slides 210.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Let's see. So there was a question yesterday about what is this Yoga-Rūḍha according to Saṅkarācārya and what is Yoga-Rūḍha according to Rāmānujācārya. Honestly, see, we have to understand the context. Madhvācārya, the Yoga-Rūḍha, the ones who is established in yoga will eventually get Aparoksha Jñāna. Aparoksha Jñāna is a direct realization, direct sight, avalokana, or direct sight of Hari or Lord Krishna, right? That is Yoga-Rūḍha. Here in the Saṅkarācārya, things look different. Today, if you know, I won't have, if you really want to have a comparative study of Yoga-Rūḍha in these three bhashyas, it will take a lot more time. But I'll try to just simply look at Shankara Bhashya and see if there is any simple understanding we will get. Okay, all right. Ācāryas arodam icchatah anārūಢasya dhyana yoge avasthatam ashaktah tasyaiva ityartah. Kasya tasya ācāryas munehe karmaphala sannyasinaha ityartah. So the thing is, ācāryas means that is the person who wants to master yoga. So the thing is, he is unable to anārūಢasya dhyana yoge. So the thing is, he is not able to establish himself in dhyana yoga. But he is karmaphala sannyasi. Munehe, ācāryas munehe means he is karmaphala sannyasi. So he is given up the fruits of actions. Kim ācāryas yogam? See, Shankaracharya is so appropriate. He will say karmaphala sannyasi for Muni here, but he has not given up the karmas, right? Because ācāryas means he is still a yogi. Only a sannyasi can give up karmas. So he says karmaphala sannyasi. ācāryas yogam karma karanam uchyate. So thing is, for such a person, karma is karana. So thing is, the person still has to do karma. Yoga-Rūḍhasya punaha tasyaiva shamaha upashamaha sarvakarmabhyaha nivrittihi. Yoga-Rūḍha, according to him, is already established in yoga. See, for Shankaracārya is only two categories. That which is not Atman, that which is Atman. So the person who is Yoga-Rūḍha is very close to become Atmajnani or something, somewhere around there. Tasya shamaha upashamaha sarvakarmabhyam. He has to start giving up activities. So Yoga-Rūḍha sadhanam uchyate ityartah. So the karanam yavad karmabhya uparamate tavat nirayasya jitendriyasya chittam samadhiyate. Slowly, as the person gives up the karmas, then without any difficulty, the person who has already controlled the senses, such a person's mind, chitta, becomes steady. Tatha sati cha jhatiti, sa jhatiti yoga-rūḍha bhavati. Once he has controlled the senses, he will become Yoga-Rūḍha. That means he doesn't, it is not difficulty for him to control the senses. Mind is steady. Tatha choktam vyase nanaitādrasham brāhmanasya chittam yathaikata samata satyata cha shīlam sitir danda nidhana marjavam tataschoparapah kriyabhyaham. In the Mahabharata Shanti Parva, he says, the Vyasa says, as a person becomes strong in truth and equanimity, then slowly Sheelam Sthiti, his activity, Sheela is daily activities, Sthiti, Danda. So the thing is, he is controlling. Nidhanam, Arjavam, truthfulness. Slowly he will give up. Uparamaha kriyabhyaham. He will give up all actions. Athedinim atada idanim kada Yoga-Rūḍha bhavate ityuchyate. The next shloka is, when will he become Yoga-Rūḍha? That is in the path of Yoga-Rūḍha. Here it is when will he become Yoga-Rūḍha? Yada samadhiyamana chittaha yogihi indriyarteshu indriyana. This is the next verse. Yoga-Rūḍha tadochyate is said, right? That means 6.2. What is 6.2? Yam sanyasamiti prahuhu. No. 6.4. Yada hinendriyartheshu na karmasva anusajyate sarvasankalpa sannyasi Yoga-Rūḍha dochyate. This verse is explained here by Saṅkarācārya. I did not make much notes. I'll just read through it a little bit. Indriyanamrtah sabdāyateshu indriyarteshu karmasu ca nityanaimittika kamya pratisiddheshu prayojana abhava buddhya na anushajyate anushangam kartavyada buddhim na karoti. The thing is, he does not go after sense objects. Saṅkalpa sannyasi sarvan sankalpan iha amutra artha kama hetun sanyasitum sheelam asya. So he gives up slowly all desires. Iha amutra, in this world and the next world. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi Yoga-Rūḍha. So once he gives up any interest in all these things, he is Yoga-Rūḍha. Yoga-Rūḍha prapta yogaha ityetat tada tasmin kale uchyate. So once he gives up all desires, he becomes Yoga-Rūḍha. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat sarvanscha kaman sarvani cha karmani sannyasi. All desires, all actions are given. So the sarva sankalpa sannyasi itself is taken. He is also given up actions also. Sankalpa mula hi sarve kamaha. All desires are related to the will of doing that or going after this and things like that. So once you give up the will, the mind is won over. Sankalpa mula kamo vai yajñā sankalpa sambhavaha. He gives Manusmriti another some reference. Kama janami te moolam sankalpat kila jayase natvam sankalpayishyami te namena bhavishyasi. Mahabharata vachana he says. Sarva kama parityage cha sarva karma sannyasaha siddho bhavati sa yatha kamo bhavati tatkratur bhavati yatkratur bhavati tat karma kurute. In he chooses Brihadaranyaka where he says all actions are also given up by this yogi. Ityadi shrutibhyaha yadyadhi kurute jantus tattat kamasya cheshtitam ityadi smritibhyascha. That means whatever a person does, that is all action of kama. That is any jantu means any prani does any work means that is all desire oriented only. So you have to give up all actions, then all desires are gone. Ityadi smritibhyascha nyāyācha hi sarva sankalpa sannyase kaschit spanditum api shaktaha tasmat sarva sankalpa sannyasi iti vachanat sarvan kaman sarvani karmani cha tyajayati bhagavan. So Saṅkarācārya carefully he says the word sarva sankalpa sannyasi is not just giving up mentally, giving up physically all actions also. So he goes the other way, right? That is his interpretation. Yada tvam evam Yoga-Rūḍha tada tena atma uddhrito bhavati samsārāt arthajatāt. So he goes to the next verse. Right now you know somewhat what Yoga-Rūḍha means according to Saṅkarācārya. Here Rāmānujācārya says Yogam Atmavalokam Praptum Ichchoho. Here yoga means Jīvātma. That is, Avalokana means one who wants to see his own self. Mumukshoho, that is also in terms of a moksha only, because moksha has release from different prisons, right? Release from different levels of bondage. So karma yoga eva karanam. For that, karma yoga is essential. Uchyate tasya eva yogarudasya pratishtita yogasya eva shamaha. Once he is seen the Atman, that means his mind is clear and mind is steady. Then he has karma nivritti. Slowly he gives up activities. Yavad atma avalokana rupa moksha prapti. So atma avalokana is a level of moksha. Till then, atma avalokana means to see, to have the clear sight of your own self. Till then, activity has to be done. Kada pratishtita yogo bhavati ityatraha. The next verse, what Rāmānujācārya says is, Yada ayam yogi atmaikanubhava svabhavataya indriyarteshu atma vyatirikta prakrita vishayeshu tatsambandhishu karma suchana anushajyate na sangamarhati. Here he says that once you become completely dependent on Atman and you totally stay in Jīvātman-Sakshatkara, you realize yourself and you do not require anything other than Atman. So physical objects, experiences, enjoyment, everything is given up. It's gone. Then bandishu karmas, see, anything related to external activities or enjoyments, those actions the person does not do. Na sangamarhati tadahi sarva saṅkalpa sannyasi Yoga-Rūḍha iti uchyate tasmat ācāryas Vishyanubhavarhataya tadanushanga abhyasa rupaha karma yoga. So the thing is, the person who is trying to climb to the perfection, so he still has experiences outside. So the thing is, but by practice he gives up the activities related to desires. For that he has to do nishkama karma and bhagavad-arpana rupa karma, which is karma yoga. Atah vishyānu ananusangabhyasa rupam karma yogameva ācāryas kuryati tadeva. So the thing is, till you get there, you have to do karma yoga. That's the way he gets it. So they are all related, but interesting to see for yoga or perfection here. For Madhvācārya is Paramatma Avalokana. That is to have the sight of Lord Hari. For Rāmānujācārya, it is a sight of his own self, Jīvātman. For Saṅkarācārya, there is only one self. So the thing is, so he takes it in a different way. And the focus in Saṅkarācārya is give up all activities, Agnikarya and all those things. But Madhvācārya and Rāmānujācārya says, you have to give up only certain activities which are related to desire-oriented activities. Anything related to that, you give up. You don't give up your nitya karmas or your agnikarya and everything like that. That is the view of Rāmānujācārya and Madhvācārya. Hope this is clear. There is nothing called 100% clear. If you want to go deep into this, you can do a PhD on this. Just on this question. So we will not go there because you will have to know everything about 6th chapter, 8th chapter, 10th chapter, 11, everything you have to clearly understand this, and then only you can view what is a Yoga-Rūḍha and what is not a Yoga-Rūḍha. So just with this, we will stop that and go to the class now. So the thing is, in the last class, what we did was Sampurna Upayo Yoga. Sureshji, you got this information? Everything okay?
Yes, thanks. Namaskar, Krishna.
Okay. Sampurna Upayo Yoga-Rūḍha. Now we are coming back to Madhvācārya. Madhvācārya says, if he is not yet perfected in yoga, he has not become a Yoga-Rūḍha, he has to do service to others. Everyone, even who are lower than him, who are bad people, even other animals, he has to do service to everybody around him. Then only Hari is happy. Then for a yogastha who is already established in Hari, he has to serve others who are superior to him. So that we already talked about. So Hari will be happy with other people who serve others and slowly promote them to a higher level of sincerity, purity to do dhyana. Here, Madhvācārya uses a slightly different understanding of the word Śama. So what is Śama? Where does Śama come? Ācāryaśor muner yogam karma karanam uchyate. Yoga-Rūḍhasya tasyaiva Śamaha karanam uchyate. The second verse of 6.3, the word Śama is used. Śama is, in general, if you go type Śama into a dictionary somewhere, you get this. Śama primarily means tranquility, peace of mind, calmness, quietness, mind control or self-control. All these things are the meaning of Śama. But Madhvācārya prefers to use a different version of Śama or different meaning of Śama, what has been highlighted in the Bhagavata. Śamo mannishtata. A person who is established in Krishna, Hari, totally, that he has Śama. Buddhehe, intellect, is totally focused on Hari. Damaha indriya nigrahaha. Dama means control of the senses. This is what Bhagavata says. And Madhvācārya prefers to take this meaning. Look at how, you got to start understanding what is interpretation. Sanskrit is flexible language. Sanskrit, each word has different meanings based on the context. So one has to understand based on context. These ācāryas are not ordinary ācāryas. They prefer a different context because that is their viewpoint. They prefer slightly different meanings. So if somebody, can I make, if you look at it, I had a discussion with one of my great teachers called N.T. Srinivasa Iyengar. He was right here 3 blocks away from my home in the Rangarao Road, very near my home. And he was supposed to be an examiner of even the Kashi Vidvat Pariksha in grammar, that is Panini, Ashtadhyayi, and all this Sanskrit grammar. He was one of the best grammarians in the last 100 years. He was an examiner even for Kashi, Varanasi, Vidvat Parikshas. I asked him one question. Look at Sanskrit. It is such a bad language. Anybody can twist it using the words, and they can make different meanings out of Sanskrit. So, what do you call? See, at that time, I was very, one-directional, Rāmānujācārya oriented kind of a person. I used to be very upset with somebody. If somebody makes a different meaning out of some words, I was very upset. I was only at that time 17 years old or 16 years old, maybe 17, 18 years old. I was very upset, and I told this to N.T. Srinivasa Iyengar. And he said, just simply, Krishna, in Sanskrit there is known as Ekakshara Kosha. You know what a Ekakshara Kosha is? How many people have heard about this Ekakshara Kosha? Anyone? I hear silence loudly. Are you hearing me, or I'm completely talking to nobody?
No, we have not heard.
You have not heard. Champaka Mami, you have not heard Ekakshara Kosha?
Heard.
Heard. Okay. Okay. See, Ekakshara Kosha, even if you go to Apte dictionary of Apte, there, suppose you say just say he will mention in some particular kosha. Kosha is a thesaurus. In Sanskrit, there are several kinds of thesaurus, right? Amar kosha is one of the thesaurus. Like there are so many halanta koshas. It's different kinds of dictionaries are there. There are also koshas especially to understand Vedic language. So in that Apte's dictionary, you can find akara means akaro Vishnu vachyaha. Means Vishnu. See, every word, every letter, U means Mahalakshmi. Some people say U is Uma. So, Bha means something.
In Gītā also he says akaro aksharana. Krishna.
Aksharanam akarosmi. Correct. True. So what happens is Sanskrit is very flexible. You can, I would say you can make 100 commentaries on Gita itself. But you have to be consistent. Whatever path you took, you take a different meaning. You have to be very consistent with the idea of the entire 18 chapters, and you have to fit it properly. You cannot have maladjustments and wrong meanings and things like that, which will purva para virodha. That means if you may make a meaning here, the next chapter will oppose you, and the previous chapter will oppose you. That kind of meanings you cannot make. But if you are very consistent, you can make different meanings out of it. And even Vedanta Deshika says that there are 100 philosophies. You can come 100 Vedantas, Advaita, Advaita, Vishtadvaita, Shuddhadvaita, Dadvaita. You can come up with hundreds of that.
Makara stands for Jīvātma.
Yeah, that is in the Pranava, right? Ma. No. Their Ma stands for Jīvātma. Ukara is different.
That's what I said.
Correct. You're right. Makara is Jīvātma. 25th letter, which is the 25th tattva. So what happens is, N.T. Sangar says, this game is a very difficult game. That is why sampradayas have come. Sampradaya means Madhva Sampradaya, Rāmānujācārya Sampradaya, Saṅkarācārya Sampradaya. They all build using a common set of goals, an entire theory and ideology. That is why cross sampradaya understandings are very difficult. Where is the truth? Truth will be known only when you realize. By reading Shastras, you can get confusion. Maybe some people get some clarity. Lot of manana, thinking. My grandfather, Sampatengar, used to sit down for 3 hours every day, thinking about the meanings of Gita only. You know why? He said, okay, this is the only thing Lord Krishna directly told us. So there has to be a lot of hidden meaning in Krishna's words. So I don't worry too much about the Vyakhyanas or the commentaries. I will just only think about the words of Krishna constantly. He used to do that. That kind of tapas, meditation. Then he would have, in his mind, he would get connectivity from verse 7 chapter 3 to 18 chapter 4, 18 chapter 4 to 5 chapter 6. He used to get all this, I see this similarity, I see this understanding. In other words, reading Gita is not a simple thing. It is combined with Yoga Jñāna. That is why Gita is known as Yoga Shastra, Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra all combined. So, is it difficult to understand Gita? Yes. We are just trying to get the surface. We are scratching the surface using 3 different tools. Madhvācārya, Saṅkarācārya, and Rāmānujācārya. And the thing is, N.T. Sangar may think that, that is not, that is out of context. Because he thinks that is not correct according to context. So each Acharya will always think like that, but their perspectives are different. We need to understand. Here we are going with a equal treatment. We will not pass judgment because I don't think I have the capability to pass judgments. But thing is, we have to understand how Sanskrit is. Sanskrit is not a simple language. This can happen in English too. So Shamo Mannishtata Buddhehe, he takes Shama to be total focus in Lord Hari is Shama. Yoga-Rūḍha Lakshanamaha Yada iti. Madhvācārya's view here we are taking. Yoga-Rūḍha Lakshanamaha Yada iti. What is the nature of Yoga-Rūḍha? Samyak ananushangas tasyaiva bhavati. Svato doshalayo drishtva tu itaresham prayatnataha iti. So he refers
one
to
minute.
it.
1 minute. Every word in Sanskrit is a bijakshara,
So they say,
conveying
yes.
lot of meaning.
Yes,
Root.
true. That is true. So, sato doshalayo drishtva tu itaresham prayatnataha. So, what Madhvācārya, he quotes from some other Purana here, he doesn't say where. Right? Only a person who has seen Paramatma Sri Hari, Hari only he will say, he will not say Sri Hari, mainly Hari.
There is one verse called Amantram Aksharam Nasti. Nasti Moolam Anaushadam. That verse is there. Have you heard?
No, I don't know that verse.
Aprayojak Purushaha Nasti. Prayojakaha Tatra Durlabha. This is the shloka.
Oh, okay, okay.
Amantro Aksharo Nasti. Nasti Moolam Anaushadam. Anakshar Aprayojaka Purusha Nasti. Yojakas Tatra Durlabha. The very important verse.
Oh, I really don't know this verse properly.
What is what? That coordinator is missing in Sanskrit.
Oh, correct.
If
Okay,
he is
yeah,
missing,
correct.
if he is missing, every word is bijakshara. Amantro aksharo nasti. Every syllable is a mantra in Sanskrit.
That means without a proper guide, you will not be able to understand this properly. That's all, right?
Without the reconciliator or connect.
Correct,
One
connector. Yojaka is connector who can connect everything together. Yeah. See, in this class we are taking 3 connectors. Shankara, Rāmānuja, Madhva. We are taking them as connectors, and we are just following them at this point. Okay. Yeah. Svato doshalayo drishtva tu itaresham prayatnataha. That means naturally the blemishes and problems of individuals will go away only when they see Lord Hari. After seeing Lord Hari, naturally there is no struggle. All the problems will go away. Then the focus in Paramatma becomes steady. The other people have to focus on Paramatma, putting a lot of efforts to focus, to get away from attractions and things like that. But only when you see Lord Hari, you don't have to need extra effort at all. Naturally, your mind will only focus on Hari after seeing Hari. Katham na anushajyate sarva sankalpa sannyasi mai sarvani karmani ityuktatvat madhadinam idam gyatva mat sannyasi iti chochyate iti cha. So Madhvācārya takes sarva sankalpa sannyasi, giving up all sankalpa, only has to understand that Hari is behind everything. Everything depends on Hari. Only when he knows that everything depends on Hari, his Saṅkalpa will go away. That means he will have no involvement in any action because he thinks that Hari is doing it, Hari is doing it. So it is not karma tyaga, it is not giving up actions, but it is Saṅkalpa tyaga. Idea that I am doing is not there, only Hari is doing is there. So that is what is meant by Saṅkalpa tyaga. And he is a Sarva Saṅkalpa Sannyasi. That's how Madhvācārya accepts. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Uddhareratmanatmanam avasādayet atmaiva hyatmano bandhuratmai atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Madhvācārya does two meanings out of this shloka. One meaning is what we are going to find out in the next few slides. And at the end, he says a slightly different meaning also. They don't affect each other. They are two independent but acceptable meanings. So, Yoga-Rūḍha prayatnena, that means a person who wants to perfect yoga has to do work, put effort. The effort involves body, mind, and intellect. Dedication is required. It doesn't happen by itself. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaivatmanajitaha anatmanastu shatrutve tattasavartetatmaiva shatruvat. We will go deep later on, all this becomes clearer. See here, what is the meaning of this shloka? That's first we need to understand. Simple meaning is Bandhuratma, Atmanastasya. Atma is a friend of oneself. Yenatmai Atmanajitaha. Look at the complexity in Sanskrit. The Atma pada is used. Atma is used over and over again. Yenatmai Atmanajitaha. One who has won over through Atma. Anatmanastu shatrutve. Varteta Atmaiva shatruvat. Thing is, what do you call? Anatma is a shatru. And Varteta Atmaiva shatruvat. It behaves as a what do you call? Enemy. So, Atma is both an enemy and a friend. A controlled mind is a friend. A uncontrolled mind is an enemy. So here the Atma pada is sometimes in one of these Atma padas refer to mind actually. Let's see what Madhvācārya takes. Kasya bandhu Atma ityatah aha bandhuratmeti Atma manaha. See here the first use of Atma is manaha. So look at Sanskrit. The same word Atma means mind. The same word Atma means Jiva or individual soul or Jīvātma. Atmana, here the Atma means manas or mind. Atmanam, here it means Jiva. Atmaiva means manaha. Atmana buddhya. Atma also means intellect. Jivena ibaba. Atma can also be Jīvātma. Sahi buddhya vijayati. So, in this understanding is similar to Rāmānujācārya's understanding. A person's mind, if it is controlled, that mind is a friend. A person whose mind is not controlled, that becomes an enemy. So the thing is, your intellect has to be very powerful. You have to have a controlled mind. Then that mind is your friend. And if not, that mind will kill you. It will act like a enemy sitting right within you. Uktancha manah param karanam amananti manaye manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Manaha param karanam amananti. Mind is very, very important. That is the main problem or main helper. Manayeva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Mind can put you in prison. Mind can put you in bondage. Mind can release you from bondage. That is the power of mind. Uddharet manasa jivam na jivam avasadayet. You have to use your mind to improve yourself, to progress spiritually. Don't hurt yourself. Don't make yourself upset or experience pain. So, a jiva's friend and foe, both are mind only, and there is no doubt about it. Jivena buddhyahi yada manojitam. So the thing is, by an individual using the intellect, if a mind is controlled, tada bandhuhu, then mind is a friend. Shatruhu anyatra chasya, or else that same mind will become an enemy. Tato jayet buddhibalaha nastad devecha bhaktya madhukaita bharau. In the Brahma-Vaivarta Purana, Madhvācārya says, hence, you have to focus and use your intellect and win over your mind. And also through the help of Lord Hari. See, Madhvācārya never forgets that you cannot win over your mind by yourself. You need a help. The helping hand is the Deva, Hari. Who is that Hari? Madhu Kaita Bharau, who is the enemy of these two demons known as Madhu and Kaitaba. Right? They represent Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So, beautifully this is mentioned in this verse, and this verse is from Brahma-Vaivarta Purana. So, you can focus whatever you can do, try to focus, win over your mind. But you may not be able to win over mind by yourself. You need the helping hand of Hari. That's what this Brahma-Vaivarta says. Anatmanaha Jīvātmanaha purushasya ajita manaskasya sadapi mano anupakariti anatma sannapi bhrityo. So think is the next next line of the same thing. What is it? Atmaiva hyatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. The next verse also is explaining bandhuratma atmanastasya yanaivatmanajitaha anatmanastu shatrutve vartet atmaiva shatruvat. That is the 6th chapter, 6th shloka. So the 6th chapter, 6th shloka, second line is anatmanastu shatrutve vartet atmaiva shatruvat. That he is explaining here. Anatmanaha ajitatmanaha. That means if mind is not won over, for such a person whose mind is not under control, that mind becomes always useless for him. That mind will not help him. That is like having a good servant, but servant doesn't do anything for you. In fact, he demands you to help him. He demands you to work for him. Then what is the use of that servant? Being a servant, he is not a servant. Tasyatma manayeva shatruvat shatrutve vartate. Not only does he not do anything for you, does not help you, he will make you as a slave and he makes you as an enemy. So he will be your worst enemy sitting right within you. Uddharate eva samsara jīvātmanam paratmana vishnurbandu sadam nityam paratma hyasatamarihi. So he takes another verse from some other Purana or somewhere. He says, so a jiva who is bound in samsara, look at what samsara means. Samsarati, constantly changing. What is changing? Things around you. Everything changes. Within your body, basically, every day your body doesn't stay as the same. You become older, more issues, different issues. Every part of your body changes. Mind changes. That is samsara. So, uddharate, how can you get out of this mess? You are stuck in this body and your environment. Paratmana, only Vishnu can help you. Bandhu, he is your friend. Satam nityam. Satam means for the right people who have devotion to Hari. He is a friend. Paratma hyasatam arihi. If you do not care about Hari, If you don't have any respect or any consideration to Hari, any interest in Hari, he will become like your enemy. So he is not an enemy, but he will act like your enemy. Be careful. Tatprasada jaya bhaktya jito yasya vashet vivam vartate tasya mitram sa tadanyasya shatruvat. So the thing is, only through the grace of Hari you can win over your mind. If you don't have that grace, then the same Hari acts like your Shatru. He disregards you, he doesn't help you, he goes away if you do not have sincere devotion to Hari. Paramatma samahita iti vakya sheshacha. Paramatma samahita, where is Paramatma samahita? Wait a minute. That word comes later somewhere. I think I forgot where that is. Okay. The next verse is 6.7. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Jīvātmanah prashantasya paramatma samahita is right here, sorry. That is, in the previous verse itself, it says Paramatma samahita comes in the next version. That is this is 5 and 6. So this is actually refers to 5 and 6 actually. Jīvātmanah prashantasya paramatma samahitaham Shitoshna Sukha-dukkeshu tathamana-apamanayoho. Let's see what this meaning is. So, general meaning here is, we'll understand Paramatma, how Madhvācārya understands it separately. Jīvātmanaha, one whose mind is won over. Prashantasya, who is very calm. Shitoshna Sukha-dukkeshu, even though the person gets exposed to hot or cold, or pleasure or pain, sorrow or happiness, and also mana apamanayoho, even if he is insulted or otherwise. Shri Bhagavan Vacha continues. Jnana Vijñāna Tattatma Kutasto Vijitendriyaha Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samaloshta Ashma Kanchanaha. So let us try to understand this verse. Simple meaning here is Jnana Vijñāna Tattatma, the person is happy, having Jnana and Vijñāna, Kutastaha, unchanging, Vijitendriyaha, has control of senses, won over the senses. Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi, he is known as Yukta. The yogi is said to be Yukta. Samaloshta Ashmakanchanaha, he has the same feeling towards stone or diamond, stone or gold. Jīvātmanaha paramaha. Jīvātma hi prashanto bhavati. Once you win over your mind, you will become calm. Natasya manah prāyaha vishayeshu gacchati. Tadaja paramatma samyak hridyahitaha sannihito bhavati. Paramatma samahitaha here means Krishna becomes well established in your mind and heart when you win over your mind and your mind does not flow towards the sense objects. Aparoksha jnani sabhavati ityartah. That is the person who becomes aparoksha jnani. That means he has to have the sight of Paramatma. He will see Paramatma. Then that is the person who becomes aparoksha jnani. Aparoksha jnaninaha lakshanam spashtayati. He clarifies the meaning of aparoksha jnani. Shita ushna ityadina. So the thing is, even though he is subject to different types of experiences of ups and downs, pleasure and pain, he remains calm. Jnana Vijñāna Triptatma Vijitendriyaha iti Kutastatve Hetuhu. So what does Vijñāna means? Vishesha Jnanam. Jnana is actually, Jnana is knowledge of Hari actually. Vijñāna is detailed knowledge. Aparoksha jnanam or aparoksha jnanam is direct sight or direct vision of the Lord. What is Kutastva means? Being like unchanging. Tachoktam Samanyairye tu Avijñeya Vishesha Mama Gocharaha. So thing is, ordinary people don't understand me. Vishesha Mama Gocharaha. So the thing is, details of Hari is not known by ordinary people. Deva Dīnum tu Tadjnanam Jnanam iti Kirtitam. So what does the Jnana means here? Jnana Vijñāna Triptatma, right? Jnana Vijñāna Triptatma means Jnana means the actual knowledge of Devatas. Only Devatas know Hari properly. We don't know Hari properly. So Devādīnām tu Tadjnanam Jnanam iti Kirtitam. So whatever Devatas know about Hari, that is known as Jnana. Shravana Mananacheva Yajnanam Upajayate Tadjnanam Darshanam Vishnoha Vijñānam Shambhura Bravit. So Lord Shiva, Shambhu says this. Shravana Mananacheva. So Shravana Manana means by hearing about scriptures. Manana is about thinking and contemplating. Whatever knowledge you get, that is ordinary knowledge. That jnanam. Darshanam Vishnoha Vijñānam Shambhura Bravit. If you directly see Vishnu, Hari, then that knowledge becomes Vijñāna. So that is the view of Shambhu, which is Shiva. And Vimanam Jnanam Angadehe Vishishtam Darshanam Tatha Ityadi. So the thing is, Vijñāna is also refers to different kind of sciences. Science of the, flying, science of sculpture, and all those things. That is also Vijñāna. The word Vijñāna is used for that also. So, Jnana Vijñāna Triptatma, that is what the verse we were trying to understand. Jnana Vijñāna Triptatma, Kutasto Vijitendriya, Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samaloshta Ashmakanchanaha. So, who is the Aproksha Jnani? Who sees everything equally, who has equanimity in mind, no matter what happens. Kutastha, what does Kuta means? Kutastha means Nirvikāra, without changes. Kutavasthitaha iti vyutputteya. Kutam Akāśa. Kuta means Akāśa. See again, look at the kosha. Word Kuta can have different meanings. Kutam kham, vidalam vyoma, sandhir Akāśa uchyate, ityabhidhanat. So it is said that Kuta also refers to different words. Kham is also Akāśa. Vyoma is also Akāśa. Vidala, I don't know what it is. Sandhi is connection or something. Even that is known as Sandhi is also Kuta or something. So Kuta is Sandhi means collection. We will say Makkala Kuta, the society of young children or something, right? Mahila Kuta, that means society of women. So Kuta could also mean a group. But here in this
junction of Bhuloka and Bhurloka.
What is
Sandhi.
that? Oh,
junction
Sandhi.
of Akāśa is the junction of Bhuloka and Bhurloka.
Bhurloka, probably.
Upper seven lokas.
7 lokas, probably. So here in this particular verse, Madhvācārya prefers Kuta to mean Akāśa or space, sky. So why is sky Nirvikāra? This particular analogy is even given by Saṅkarācārya. The dust and other things don't belong to the sky. You look at dark clouds and say the sky is dark. Sky is not dark. The clouds are dark. So the thing is, sky is untainted by anything. Bad smells may occur in space, but bad smells refers to the physical materials which create the bad smells. The Akāśa is untouched. Yogi yogam kurvan yukto yoga sampurnaha. So yogi continues further and becomes yoga sampurna, or he becomes steady and he reaches the heights of yoga, completion. Sarvatra Vishnu Utkarsha Jnanam Jnanamiti Lyate. So the thing is, Madhvācārya gives more meanings of Jnana. Jnana also means where everywhere the highest is, Vishnu is the highest. If you have that Jnana, that is Jnana. Tad Vishesha Parijñānam Vijñānamiti Gīyate. If you know more about that same, Vishesha Parijñānam means Vishnu is Sarvajñā. he is all-knowing, Sarva Vyapaka, he has pervaded everywhere. All these kind of details, if you know, that is even though Vijñāna is details. So Jnana means knowledge of Vishnu, Vijñāna means lot of details. Shri Bhagavan Vacha 6.9 Suhranmitrār-Yudāsīna Madhyastha-dveshya bandhushu sadhushvapi cha papeshu samabuddhihi vishishyate. So thing is, you treat friend, foes, Udasina, that who doesn't care. Madhyastha means in between. Bandhushu, your relatives. Sadhushvapi cha papeshu, saints and sinners. Samabuddhihi, you see equally all of them. How do you see them equally?
Madhyastha means a person who is indifferent.
Indifferent. Madhyastha is indifferent. Yeah. So with all these people, a person should treat them equally. How does it work? Madhvācārya says, Sayeva cha sarvasmat vishishyate sadhu papadishu samabuddhihi. A person who treats the saint and sinner equally, he is the greatest. He is very beyond, he is greater than others. Jiva chitaha. Jiva means chitaha. Jiva is Jīvātman, which is consciousness. Chit means consciousness. Paramatmanaha sarvasya tan nimittattvasya cha sarvatra ekarupena. So thing is, all this consciousness is controlled by Paramatma, depends on Paramatma. So thing is, the Paramatma is the cause of all these things. That is why this Samabuddhi person with equanimity should look at everything, because everything is housed by Paramatma. Paramatma is the cause of everything. And so it's not me. You cannot discriminate because Paramatma exists everywhere. Chidrupa eva hi jiva. All jivas are consciousness only. Visheshvas antakarna kritaha. The problems are with the mind. Antakarna is the mind, intellect, right? Ahankara. All these things are inner organs. The inner organs give different colors to jiva. It taints them differently, but jivas are pure consciousness. Sarvesham cha sadhatvadikam sarvam ishvara kritameva svatonat kinchidapi. So even a person becoming bad or good or something is actually finally the responsibility of Lord Hari. Uktam chetat sarvam svatah sarve pichidrupaha sarva dosha vivarjitaha. So he gives a quotation from somewhere, says that naturally all Jīvātmas are only conscious, made of consciousness. They are similar. Sarva dosha vivarjitaha. They have no impurities. Sarva dosha, all impurities are gone. Jivas tesham tu te ye dosha te upadhi kritaha. If you find any problems or blemishes among any jiva, any individual, they are all created by adjuncts which are attached to jiva. The attachments are like mind, body, intellect, senses and all. Sarvam cheshvaratarastesham nakinchit swatayevatu. Everything is happening because of Ishvara. They themselves are not doing this. Samayeva hyata sarve vaishamyam bhranti sambhavam. So everywhere Krishna is there, Hari is there. Hari is the reason for everything. Vaishamyam bhranti sambhavam. Everything else, the differences are due to delusion. Evam saman rijivastu vishesho devatadishu. So thing is, here he picks up a verse from some other Purana. He says that, oh, then what is the differences? Fundamentally, Devatas, see, he wants to uphold also Jīva-Bheda, right? Jivas are different from each other. So Devatas are separate, they are pure, he says. And even among Rijivas, according to Rijivas, they say it is Nitya Samsari. Eternally they roll into this cycle of births and deaths. They have good and bad, and that is also natural. See, this particular verse seems to be sort of self-contradictory. At one hand, he says, Jivas are pure and naturally they have no sarva dosha vivarjita, there is no dosha. Then how do you say Jīvātmas belong to different categories? They have to have hierarchy. You can't say the devil and this and the devata are same. So he sorts of plays around this verse. Okay, plays around. No. Yeah, these are separate. There is some classification and things like that. Swabhavikastu niyamad harereva sada tanaham. Obviously, he uses the support of the different Purana, Shruti, Samhitas and all to support his view of hierarchy. So no issue about it. So everybody depends on scriptures. Swabhavikastu niyamad harereva sada tanaham. Everything, the nature of everybody is because of Hari. Asurades tata dosha nityah swabhavika api. So the bad things of asuras are also natural and they are eternal. Asura will not change. They will become eternally problematic. So he has this theory of eternal separation of good and bad, right? Gunadosho manushanam nityasamsari. He says manushanam means for nityasamsaris, even they have good and bad, and that is also by nature. That will not change. So the nitya samsaris will keep on rolling into this bondage and further bondage and different types of bodies. Gunaika matra rupastu devaha eva sadamataha. From devatas have only pure gunas, pure sattva gunas. This is in the Brahma Purana. Natu sadhu papadinam puja samyam. See, in general, in the Sri Vaishnava, that is Rāmānuja Sampradaya, and probably in the Shankara Sampradaya, Puranas are not given highest priority. Puranas are given priority only if they completely sync up with Vedas. If they are supporting Vedas, wherever they are supporting the Upanishads, so you have to make the meaning that way. Well, this is a very arguable statement because itihasa puranabhyam vedam samupabramhayet. You have to understand Vedas, you only using itihasa and Purana. That statement is there, right? But in Puranas, if there are some kind of difficult passages or different, that should be in sync with Vedas. So both ways, this problem of interpretation is very hard. Very hard. You know what? At the end of the day, after messing with three different views constantly, after making myself upset or even maybe mad, I'm not worried about anything of the differences of opinion. Why do you think like that? Can anyone guess why I am not worried about differences of interpretation between these three schools or any schools? Any idea? Did you understand my question? At least say yes. Hello?
Yeah.
So you understand my question that there are differences in interpretation, but I'm not worried. Why am I not worried? Okay, I'll let you know. Think about it. Interpretation is language. That is only Shravana Manana. Shravana means study in scriptures. Manana means contemplating on them. What is remaining? Nididhyasana. Only meditation will give you the final answer if the Lord Hari pleases and can give you the fruit of meditation. So what it is all the studies, whatever you do, you can study the entire Puranas, maybe 20, 30 Puranas, 38 Puranas, whatever there are. Smritis, Pancharatra, everything you study, all the Vedas, everything. That this is what Bhuma Vidya is about, right? Narada Sanat Kumara, what does Narada say to Sanat Kumara? I know all the 64 Vidyas, I know Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda. Nobody can read as much as what Narada has read. Mantra Videvaham na Atmavit, he says. I only know the mantras, but I don't know the Atman. So Atma is understood by grace of the Lord and also by direct realization somehow. So because that is the real goal, I am not worried about if I understand, how much I understand. Even Sri Kesvi used to say, even though he spent all his life studying books and explaining books, he says, the buddhi vishayam, this is all intellect oriented, there is no end to it. You can spend million years by studying all these things. That is not important. You have to go into the land of Atman, and that is a different path altogether. So that's what I just remembered. I'm just putting things into perspective, because at one point I confuse everybody. I want to at least bring some calmness to in your minds. Natu sadhu papadinam puja samyam tatra doshasmate. I'm going to finish this. Next few slides are not important, but I'm just going to finish them because it doesn't really fit in. It only fits in sort of fits in. Otherwise, Krishna would not have mentioned this, right? And Madhvācārya explains it. It goes a little bit detailed and is unnecessary. What he says is, you cannot honor unequals and equals equally. For somebody who is a saint, you can't worship a sinner or a rakshasa like a demon or something like that. So that is said in the Shastra also. So when you say you treat them equally, you also know that Lord Hari is in controlling both of them. Lord Hari is common to both of them. That kind of equality here. Samanam Vishama Puja Vishamanam cha samatata kriyate yena devopi sa padat brashyate puman. If a person does not honor according to the status, if a saint is not honored properly, and if a demon is not treated according to how that demon should be treated, then brashyate, even a devata will fall off from the devata to become an ordinary person. And this is said in the Brahma. So when you say treat them equally, it is not treat them equally. Only know that Hari is inside them. That is the point Madhvācārya is making. Vittam bandhurvayah karma vidya chaivatu panchami etani vanyasthanani gariyo yad uttaram hyuttarottaram. So money, wealthy, relative, bandhu, vayaha, age, karma is action, vidya is knowledge, chaivatu panchami. So these are 5 types of people. You have to honor all of them. People with money you have to honor. People who are your relatives you have to honor. Older people you have to honor. Actions, what kind of right actions they do, you have to honor them. Who have right knowledge, jnana, you have to honor them. But the honor should be greater to the last one. The knowledgeable, even though he is less age, should be honored more. Who does the right action should be honored more, even though the other people may be older, even if he is younger. You have to honor more. So you have to give value to age also, because age comes with experience. Relatives should be honored. They are your relatives. And whatever may be the situation, you have to help them out. And a person with a lot of money, you have to honor, and you know that. Everybody goes after. Elon Musk, give me a job. Bill Gates, give me a job. So this happens all the time, right? This is in the Manu Dharma Shastra. Gunanusarini bhujam samam drishtim jayo naraham sarvabhuteshu gurute tasya Vishnu prasidati maishamyam uttamatvam tu dadati narsanchayat pujaya vishama drishtihi samasamyam vidhukkajam iti brahma vaivarte. This all refers to the similar ideas here. So thing is, treat everybody appropriately. And if you do appropriately, Hari is pleased with you. If you don't do it appropriately, you will have only, it will create dukkha. Dukkha means, just 1 second please. I'm finding some smoke here. I just want to make sure nothing is on fire. Hold on, please. Devo, என்ன ஸ்மோக் என்ன புகை மாதிரி வருது நினைக்கிறேன் புகை வந்துருக்கு So there's nothing, I don't think there's any problem. We'll come back. So basically, everybody have to be treated appropriately. That is the idea of this Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Suhridadishi Shastrokta Pujadi Kriti Anyunadhika Ya Sapi Samata Tadapya Hayata Suhutsukartamyam Pritishatru Suteshucha Tathakaroti Pujadi Samabuddhissa Uchate. So whoever treats Pitris, Shatru, Shatru is enemies, Suteshu, children, friends, whoever does it properly, he is a Samabuddhi. Appropriately, he should honor everybody. That means equanimity. That is said in the Garuda Purana. Pratyupakara Nirapeksha Yopa Upakara Tat Suhrit Kreshasthanam Nirupyo Raksham Karoti Tan Mitram Arir Vadhati Krite. So even if somebody does helps you without expecting anything from you, he is a friend. Who finds that you are in a bad situation and tries to help you out, he is Mitra. So he is just defining what kind of friends. And Arir Vadhati Krite, the person who kills is an enemy. Kartavya upakare apakarecha ya udaste sa udasinaham. So he doesn't help you, he doesn't he doesn't even care for you, he is udasina. Kartavya ubhayamapi yaha karoti sa bandhyastaham. So he does something, helps you, and he may even create some problems. That is, he is a madhyastha. Avasitakrit dveshyaha. The person who does only bad things for you, he is fit to be hated. Ahache tate dveshyo avasikrit karyamatra tu madhyagaha priyakrit priyo nirupyapi klesham yah parirachati. The same thing is explained in a different way, not so important. Samitram upakaram tu anapekshyo upakarakrit yastata sa suhrit proktaha shatuschapi vadhadikrita. This is all the same thing explained over again using some other references. Yasya yatra yathavrittir Vihita vartam tatha jnanam vapi samatvam tad vishamatvam matonyatha iti Mahavishnu Purane. So other things are also given in Vishnu Purana, similar to this, not necessary to worry about. Animittam snehavanstu suhrit jnatvo apakarakrit mitram vadhadikrit. The same thing is explained here from Naradiya. We'll forget that. The next verse is Yogi Yunjita Satatam Atmanam Rahasistitaha Ekaki Yadachittatma Nirashihi Aparigraha. This is 6.10. 6.10 onwards, the actual meditation, how to do meditation is explained. How to do dhyana is explained here. And that's what Samadhi Yoga Prakaramaha, how to get Samadhi Yoga, how to do Samadhi Yoga. This set of the verses will continue with how to meditate. Today, we are already at 8:44. I think we should stop here. Stop sharing. And I guess there are no questions today, right? Nothing phenomenal today. What do you think?
The only thing is, because for Madhva directly it is Bhagavan himself in the Aparoksha Jnana at this stage.
Correct, yes.
It looks like for Rāmānuja it is Jīvātma, probably few shlokas ahead, where there's a transition between Gnana Yoga to Bhakti Yoga. Maybe there is some sort of equality between these two views, because it looks little bit far for a person who is following.
See, as I told you earlier, Madhvācārya is taking double promotion. And Mother Rāmānujācārya says you cannot do that, you have to take one promotion after the other. And these are very big steps. So what happens is, for Madhvācārya, the 6th chapter is a little bit difficult to explain. And that too, at the end, yoginam api sarvesham madgatena antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam samyuktatamam taha. But every Acharya, once he makes up his mind, he will find the right quotations from different Puranas to support his views, right? They are very great people. They support their views. So we people can say, oh, that is the view of Madhvācārya, that is the view of Rāmānujācārya. Whatever appeals to you, eventually you pick it up. All right. Okay, then I'll stop here. Just.